Previously, having discussed what I'd do if I owned the Thorpe Park Resort, I thought it necessary to do a video about what I'd do if I owned the UK's biggest theme park, and best, without a shadow of a doubt, Alton Towers Resort and Spa in Staffordshire. Now, I am aware I recently did a video where I discussed the future of Alton Towers, which you may think, oh, this is just going to be the same thing. However, I deem you incorrect. This one's more along the lines of if I had unlimited money and could do whatever the hell I want. We're playing real life rollercoaster tycoon in this bit house. So today, I'm going to be using, once again, one of the most intellectual, prestigious, and most critical websites for analysis, Google Maps, and basically scan around the park at about 6.5 miles an hour, looking at the different areas and saying, yeah, I'd change this, I'd change that, remove this. I would bloody remove that straight away. And as said last time, this video was actually inspired by a good friend of mine, Theme Park Badger, so go check his channel out. So let us begin our multitude of changes journey. I messed that up. So as you can see, we're on Google Maps, and of course, being the front of the park, we're going to start here where the corkscrew coaster remains are. That's really dark. I think the entrance is very iconic. Of course, I would probably change the monorail station back to green, because that was a big funny. My first main change, I think, is just more of an addition than it is anything else, because I would remove CBeebies Land. I'd go into CBeebies Land and somewhere I'd add another roller coaster, maybe a little bit bigger than Octonauts, just a little bit more thrilling. Of course, it's the most intense ride in the world, so it'd be quite hard to beat that. Another kiddie coaster would be very cool, and I'm sure they're going to do that in the next few years, because CBeebies Land will be the whole park eventually. It's expanding that fast. We make our way down to Spinball Wizard now. I know a lot of people love Spinball Wizard, but I'm afraid to tell you, I think I would remove it, because I would replace it with a Mack spinning coaster. Something like Dwervelwind or Storm Chaser, but instead with a launch, because I think that would be such a cool feature to have, especially at Alton Towers. And the reason I didn't say something like Ride to Happiness or Time Traveller is because I feel like that would be too intense for something to replace Spinball with. You head all the way down to X Sector. I reckon this golfing thing has been there for years. I'd make sure to keep that, and I'd grade 2 list it. Although because there's a massive arcade at the exit of Oblivion, I'd actually take out this mini arcade and put a flat ride there of some sort. Going over to X Sector, I'd keep Oblivion because I love that thing, and I'd keep the Smiler, but I'd give it the most TLC you have ever seen in your life, because it deserves it. And then down the bottom of X Sector, you have... I don't even need to talk about them. I think Walliams World is very solid, although the driving school makes no sense to me, so I'd probably retheme that to be something to do with David Walliams. And I'd also keep the Alton Towers Dungeons, because I do quite enjoy it. Although if the offer came up to replace it with a Trap to Start ride, then I would rather take that. As we make our way over to the Dark Forest now, what would I do in Dark Forest? Wow, that's a bit of a stupid question. There's one ride in the Dark Forest that I have said for many years that I would love to be removed and replaced with something else, and that is, of course, Roller Disco, because I just see it really pointless. But no, I'd replace Rita, but not because it's a bad ride. I'm just saying that they could do something a lot better with the space they have. They could do a multi-launch coaster, something like Hagrid's if they wanted to do more story-based in the Dark Forest. You never know. As we scurry down all the way to Mutiny Bay, and here is where I would actually do a lot of changes. I'd transform half of this area where the castle is, and also this entire lake with battle galleons on, into the space for a water coaster, because I think a pirate-themed water coaster at Towers would be very cool. The courtyard as it is right now could become the station building and also a dark ride section for the water coaster, and then there could be 2 or 3 splashdowns on the lake, along with some interactive features and God knows. And obviously across from that we have Wickerman, which I think we know that's going to be removed as well. Now we keep Wickerman, we love the Wickerman, and something we don't love right now is Congo River Rapids, purely because it just doesn't get you wet anymore. So I wouldn't remove the rapids like a lot of people say that they would do. I'd actually just amp it up a bit and bring back loads of different effects. Just make it more wet. As we make our way to the gloomy wood where Jewel is, I would actually either bring back the original Jewel and remove the blasters, or I'd remove the entire thing completely and replace it with a trackless dark ride, that being similar to Ratatouille or Symbolica. And also, because Gloomywood is such a vast area, but there's only one ride in it, I'd love to see some sort of coaster there as well. A world's first probably because it's Merlin. And then we obviously have Forbidden Valley with Nemesis, Galactica, roller coaster. And I'd start by bringing back Subterra because I never got to do it, and I really want to do it. Bringing back this red pathway because I don't know why they removed it. If I own the park as well, I'd definitely retrack Nemesis because I know they probably won't do that for many years. Like I haven't heard a single word about them doing that. I'd take out Funkenfly and put back a Ripsaw clone because something like that, but a bit more themed, oh, I'd love it. And if you've watched my channel for a while, you know exactly what I'm going to say to Galactica. Bring back air. Genuinely, if I owned the park, that would be the first thing I'd do because how it looked from the concept art, imagine, it would look so cool. And then obviously, if we're talking another new coaster, maybe SW10, SW11, SW442, this car park here, as I've said multiple times, could definitely be transformed into some sort of coaster space. Yeah, that's what I'd do if I owned Alton Towers. What would you do? Leave in the comments.